You don't know the heights KRAM will go to get a good interview. Ricky, Cregg, and I go KRAM extreme with this piece on Nolan Boatright.
Fear is a mind killer, but have we forgotten its place in the roots of our growth? For as long as humanity has been around, we've come to understand that the fittest survive. But perhaps due to the longevity society is given, it's safe to say that courage is the name of the game now. The point of life is no longer just to breathe. It is to live.
We here at KRAM like to showcase students that exemplify that principle of bravery. That's why I'm hanging off the side of a cliff.
Hello, Mridul. Joining me today is
Nolan Boatright.
Hi, my name is Nolan Boatright. We are currently hanging outside of a cliff, and we are brave. As is hanging out there, Mridul.
How did you get into rock climbing?
I've been doing rock climbing kind of my whole life. My dad taught me when I was a kid. I just never really stopped.
What is or was one of your greatest fears?
So the development of fear within people really comes down to various psychological theories and approaches to psychology. There's many different ways that we theorize that fear could be developed and fester, ranging from evolutionary approaches that we have developed fear as a means of survival, to identify things that could potentially be harm to us and then avoid those situations, right? You can also go to a behavioral approach where we have learned people or watched people be fearful of something, observational learning, and then being reinforced over time to avoid those things that we are afraid of.
My greatest fears in the past was death. It was always like this big thing to be afraid of. But over the years go on, I've gotten more experiences, and now I just kind of live life one day at a time, you know? Fear is inevitable, and so is death.
How have you overcome that fear?
But we also know that the frontal lobe plays a role within fear as well. Part of that processing, planning, just all like the thought processes that exist, right, within that frontal lobe then connect to that amygdala and spark that feeling of fear.
In the field of psychology, what has been observed in overcoming fear?
Probably the most common approach that someone could take is through what we call like an exposure therapy, which includes the process of systematic desensitization. So essentially the idea with that would be like, let's take a fear that I have, right? Like I'm very afraid of sharks. So through a desensitization process or a systematic desensitization process, what I would do is start with a small exposure to sharks, right? And then eventually build myself up to where maybe I am, face to face with a shark, right? And through those small experiences, my brain will essentially begin to realize like, I don't have to be afraid in this situation.
Well, I had a lot of medical injuries, going through some surgeries, having some like identity switches. I've learned that just life is life, no matter what happens. Threw myself off a cliff a couple times, like we're doing, safely of course. And there goes the fear,
How do you think your friends describe you?
My friends would probably describe me as
just a rock star. He works hard, he's attentive. One of the things that I really love about him is his ability to just pick up a task that maybe somebody doesn't want to do, or he, is the first one to step up and volunteer for something.
What's his character like?
I'd say he's just super funny. He's always happy. I've never seen him upset about anything. Just a fun guy to be around.
adventurous. Because again, here we are, hanging off the side of a cliff.
Absolutely. Do you see rock climbing in your future, Nolan? And if so, how? And as a hobby, as a job, what do you see it as?
I mean, it's definitely kind of a hobby thing. I got a lot of other things I want to do in life.
And what is it?
I want to be like paramedic. But having this as kind of a hobby is going to be a great thing for me. I love doing this. It's so much fun. It's a challenge day in and day out, but it's a good time and I enjoy it.
Fear is the mind grower. And whether you find yourself on the side of a cliff or you find yourself on the side of a cliff, remember that the point is...
You know, Nolan, I should tell you, I'm afraid of heights.
Mridul, we just rappelled down a cliff.
Oh yeah, we did.
No, Mridul. Fear makes me know we're alive. Fear makes life worth living.
to live. This has been Ricky Cregg.
And Mridul Govind
Signing off.